Hello, friends, and welcome to Parks Crafty Creations. I'm your host, Brian Parks. Have you ever had something you needed to hem, but you didn't want to hand stitch it, and at the same time, you couldn't let the stitches show? Allow me to introduce one of your new best friends, the blind hem foot. Before we get started, if you enjoy this content, be sure to give us a like below, as it really does help out the channel. Do it now, please. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell icon so you'll always be notified whenever a new video drops. And hey, while you're at it, if you love what we do here, don't forget to share us with your friends. Now that the housekeeping is out of the way, let's get started. Sometimes letting your stitches show just isn't an option, like on those formal slacks, or that beautiful new dress you just made, or even, dare I say it, that set of drapes you just bought, which you were sure were the perfect length, only to find out they were way too long, way too late. Yeah, you know who you are. Well, the blind hem foot was made for this. It's a great tool for creating nearly invisible hems on skirts, pants, dresses, and yes, even drapes. If you want a professional finish without hand sewing, this is the perfect technique for you. Let's dive in. Here's what you're going to need. Your project. In my case, I'm going to use the blind hem stitch to take up a pair of pajama pants. Matching thread. It's important that you get your thread to match the fabric of whatever you're sewing, so even the littlest stitch that does come through won't be visible. A sewing machine with a blind hem stitch setting. A blind hem foot, sometimes called an adjustable blind stitch foot. Fabric chalk or a marking pen. Pins or clips. And an iron. Accuracy is key for this, so take your time. We'll start by measuring and marking our fabric to the length we need. In this case, I need to cut off some of the excess before folding the fabric to the desired hem length and pressing it with an iron. Along the way, I'm constantly checking and double checking my measurements and markings. Next, we'll create our hem by making a double fold. I'll double check the measurements for my markings. Then I'll fold the fabric to my marks and pin into place. Making sure the fold stays consistent as I work my way around by checking measurements along the way. Making any necessary adjustments as I go. Then I'll give it a good press. Next, I'll fold the hem over again by the same length and pin it in place. Again, double checking measurements as I go. And give it another good press. Now bring the hem under in the opposite direction so that only a small portion of the main fabric extends past the fold. This will be where most of our hem stitching will take place, so it's crucial to be as consistent as possible with this step. Finally, pin or clip in place to hold the fold. Now let's set up our machine. Select the blind hem stitch on your sewing machine. Consult your owner's manual to find the proper setting. Typically, it looks like a few straight stitches followed by a zigzag. It can also look like a few smaller zigzag stitches followed by one larger one. Next, let's attach our blind hem foot. Mine is adjustable so I can make larger or smaller stitches. It takes a little fiddling with the guide on mine to get it just right. Now we'll line up the folded edge of your fabric. Place the fabric under the presser foot with the folded edge aligned against the guide. Sew slowly. The straight stitches should go on the hem allowance, while the zigzag should just barely bite the edge of the fabric fold. Try to keep the bite nice and small. The smaller the bite, the less visible they should be. Keep the fabric steady so the zigzag only grabs a few threads of the main fabric. When finished, unfold the fabric and press the hem flat. You can see our results here. On the inside is a nice neat stitch, while on the outside, the tiny bites that were taken every few inches are nearly invisible, and the crease you see will vanish the first time this garment is run through the wash, giving this garment a nice professional finish. All thanks to the blind hem foot. Yes, it's really that easy. You now have a nearly invisible hem using a blind hem foot. This technique is perfect for nearly anywhere you need a hem but don't want your stitches showing. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell icon so you'll always be notified whenever a new video drops. Have you ever had a hemming disaster you wished you could make invisible? Let's laugh about it together. Let me know in the comments below. I'm Brian Parks for Parks Crafty Creations. We'll see you next time.